What's going on, guys? This is another episode here of Nolan's Pod. Today we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, as I mentioned to you guys yesterday. Yesterday we talked about the Lakers and their win streak. Today we're going to be talking about Cleveland. So let's get right into it. Cleveland, as you know, has been the best team in basketball all year long. That has not stopped. Recently, you can call the Cleveland Cavaliers the comeback kids because they have come back down big in their games, especially the last two games they played last weekend, which was Friday and Sunday. Um, then they came back Tuesday and Wednesday this week and won. They weren't down, but they won this week. But let's talk about the two games they played this weekend, Friday and Sunday. Um, they went to the TD Garden to face the Boston Celtics. When you get down 25-3 in the first quarter in Boston, your chances of coming back to win is probably not great, for that matter. And when you have a team in its own right, like the Boston Celtics, the defending NBA champions, you probably feel like you're gonna lose to that team, especially when you're down 25-3 in the first quarter. Nothing is going right. You can't do anything right. You know, and it's just not going right, and everything's going right for Boston, and nothing's going right for Cleveland. And then on Cleveland side of things, you know that you have media coming in saying, "Are you for real? Can you beat Boston?" That's our question. And you know, in that game, I looked at it like this game is over. Cleveland, y'all finna lose. And then, just working and whatever and coming back to it later and seeing the score, I'm like, what? Cleveland coming back? Like, what? And I see they took the lead. I'm like, what? How? You know? Um, Fight, resilience, not giving up. It's a long game. How these guys shoot 3-pointers, you're never out of a game. That's why being down like 20 points in today's NBA, it's nothing because these guys can hit two or three threes in a row and be right back in the game just like that with a snap of a finger. So it wasn't surprising, but to also still be down 25-3 in Boston against a team that you feel like that you probably should lose to when you're down 25-3, that's crazy. That's really crazy. But you have to give credit to Cleveland for just fighting, man. They wanted it. They wanted it. They're a good team too. And Cleveland's roster is built for a deep playoff run. When they added DeAndre Hunter, they built their roster for a deep playoff run. They added Javonte Green. They got Ty Jerome, Sam Merrill, Max Strus, Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro, Twin Towers, and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. And then you got the backcourt with Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, so this Cleveland team, they're for real. I would say that Donovan Mitchell has taken a step back this year to allow Evan Mobley to take steps in the right direction, which he has. Jared Allen's being Jared Allen. Darius Garland has took steps in the right direction. Donovan Mitchell, he knows he's the star of the ball club, but he's allowed these other guys to step in and take control, like the Evan Mobleys. Kenny Atkinson has gotten a lot out of Evan Mobley that we were expecting. We were expecting Evan Mobley to do things that he's doing this year. We expected him to do that like 2 years ago, but he was a shell of himself. He could never come out of his shell. But with Donovan Mitchell helping take a step back, that elevated Evan Mobley's game to be like, yeah, it's my time now. I need to step up and be the person and be the NBA player that I know that I can be. And that's what Evan Mobley has done. And that's why I think that this Cleveland Cavalier team has taken steps in the right direction. Mind you, Cleveland was always a good defensive team once they got out of that rebuild. They were always a good defensive team under JB Bickerstaff. They weren't a top team offensively, When they added Kenny Atkinson as head coach, they're still a great defensive team, but they are a better offensive team under Kenny Atkinson than they were under JB Bickerstaff. And that's just a fact. Go look at their offensive numbers under Kenny Atkinson. Go look at their offensive numbers under JB Bickerstaff. Stats don't lie. Statistics don't lie. So, let's get into the stats of this game versus the Boston Celtics. The Cavs, Jared Allen had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 for 4 from the field for Jared Allen. Darius Garland, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 9 from 23 from the field, 2 for 7 from downtown. Darius Garland did not have a Darius Garland type game, not efficient, but in the end, that didn't matter. Evan Mobley, 17 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 for 12 from the field, 2 for 5 for 3. That's what I'm talking about with Mobley. 17, 12, and 3 assists. 6 for 12 from the field, 2 for 5 for 3. That'll do with Evan Mobley. Good job. Ty Jerome off the bench, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 for 10 from the field, and 2 for 3 from downtown for Ty Jerome. DeAndre Hunter, when DeAndre Hunter came in, he changed the momentum of this game. Every time he came in. Every time in this game, DeAndre Hunter came in off the bench in this game, he changed the momentum in this game. Hunter had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 for 6 from the field, and 3 for 3 for downtown. Just DeAndre Hunter's energy, his scoring, his defense, his rebounding, his impact was huge in this game. D. Hunter was a big pickup for Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell, he knew he had to come and show out and ball because those other guys from Boston, they balled. And Donovan Mitchell knew he had to ball, and he balled. Donovan Mitchell had 41 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 13 for 26 from the field, and 5 for 12 from downtown. And Donovan Mitchell had 41 points. He balled. He knew he needed the ball, and he did it. For the Boston side of things, Sam Hauser had 6 points on 2 threes. Al Horford had 5 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 for 4 from the field, 1 for 1 from downtown. Derek White, 16 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists, 5 for 12 from the field, and 4 for 10 from downtown for Derek White. Peyton Pritchard also had 6 points on 2 threes. Jaylen Brown had 37 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 13 for 24 from the field, and 4 for 6 from downtown for Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum, 46 points, 16 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 shy of a triple-double. 19 and 37 from the field, and 4 for 12 from downtown for Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they balled. So that's why Donovan Mitchell knew that he had the ball. But JB and JT, they balled, man. They really balled. But to blow a 22-point lead on your home court if you're Boston is unacceptable. Very, very unacceptable. After you get out to a 25-3 start in the first quarter, everything's going right. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have a good game, and you blow up a 22-point lead. Mind you, they did not have Kristaps Porzingis in this game. That doesn't mean anything, though. When you have the roster that Boston has, it's no excuses. No matter whether you have somebody or not, no matter whether you have Kristaps Porzingis or not, no matter whether you have Jrue Holiday or not, or whoever else for that matter, doesn't matter. You have to win this game on your home court on national TV. You have to do that. And they didn't do that. So, shame on Boston for blowing that game. But this is more about the Cleveland Cavaliers coming back and having the mental to win this game. Because a lot of teams being down 25-3 the first quarter at Boston, about 29 other teams would have checked out and be like, oh, we not winning this game tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Kenny Atkinson would not allow his team to do that. He did not allow his team to fall flat and do that and go out like that. They fought, they came back, they won, and at that point, they really had nothing to lose. We down 25-3. What do we have to lose? Let's just play basketball, and that's what they did. The pressure's off. Let's just play basketball. We down, let's just play and see where that may take us. And that took them somewhere. They got the W. Cleveland shot 47% in this game to Boston's 48%. Both teams were 17 to 39 from 3-point range. Cleveland out-rebounded Boston 44 to 40. Cleveland out-assisted Boston 23 to 20. Boston had 5 steals to Cleveland's 4. Boston had 5 blocks to Cleveland's 3. Boston had 11 turnovers to Cleveland's 8. Boston had 12 fast break points to the Cleveland Cavaliers' 9 fast break points. Cleveland had 46 points in the paint to Boston's 34. Largest lead in this game was 22. As I keep mentioning, at one point the score was 25 to 23. Score ended up being a Cleveland comeback on 123 to 116, 7-point Cleveland win, and that was their largest lead of the game. So, hats off to Cleveland. You flip the script to Sunday. Portland comes to Cleveland. Portland's been playing well. Chauncey Billups has that team playing really well, even though they're still under 500. Just a few games under 500. Portland has made a lot of progression this year, and you have to give Chauncey Billups and his staff credit for getting this franchise and taking the steps in the right direction in this rebuild that they need to go. So you give credit to Chauncey Billups. Not surprising to me because we knew that Chauncey was going to be a good coach. And then his championship experience playing for Detroit, we knew that was going to resonate with these guys, and he know what it takes to win. He's the right coach for these guys because, as I just mentioned, he know what it takes to win. He know what it takes to get there, and he knows how to build it. So Portland is continuing. They have pieces to the puzzle right now. They're continuing to try to build those pieces to the puzzle. Is Portland. In this game, Tamati Kamara for Portland had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 for 11 from the field, 3 for 5 from downtown for Tamati Kamara. Tamati Kamara is one of the best perimeter defenders in the game. He doesn't get his just due because it's Portland, and Portland's not really a team that's up there. But when you have Tamati Kamara on you, you're going to feel him. He's going to feel you out. And he's going to defend you. He's going to defend. I'm going to tell you that. And he's going to play his butt off for 48 minutes or however many minutes he may play in the game. He's going to play his butt off every second that he's on the floor. Another big pickup is when they traded for Denny Avdia. He's been really good for Portland this year. And he was great in this game. Not surprising, Denny Avdia had 30 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. That's a triple-double. He was 8 for 13 from the field and 1 for 3 from downtown for Denny Avdia. And Anthony Simons, 27 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists, 8 for 23 from the field, 4 for 12 from downtown. Shaedon Sharpe had 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 for 20 from the field, and 1 for 6 from downtown for Shaedon Sharpe. If Anthony Simons and Shaedon Sharpe was efficient, as Anthony was 8 of 23 from the field. Shaedon Sharpe was 7 from 20 from the field. If those two were just a little bit efficient, Portland for that matter wins this game if those two were efficient shooting, but they weren't. So that contributed to the loss too for Portland. Scoot Henderson came off the bench, had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 for 12 from the field, 3 for 5 from downtown for Scoot Henderson. For Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell did not play in this game. Max Strus had 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 for 15 from the field, and 4 for 11 from downtown for Max Strus. Jared Allen had a double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 for 7 from the field for Jared Allen. Darius Garland had 13 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 for 16 from downtown, and 2 for 7 from the field, or 2 for 7 from 3 for Darius Garland. Not one of Darius Garland's best games, but Cleveland still able to pull it out in the end. Evan Mobley, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 for 14 from the field, and 1 for 3 from downtown. Again, Evan Mobley, just like the game in Boston. The stats in this game right here against Portland, that will get it done, Evan Mobley. That's what we want to see out of Evan Mobley, taking initiative, being that dog that we know he is, and being the guy that we know he is. And he's been that all season long. DeAndre Hunter doing what he's been doing. 32 points for Hunter, 7 rebounds, 8 for 15 from the field, and 5 from 9 from downtown for DeAndre Hunter. And he needed to be big in this game because they didn't have Donovan Mitchell. Sam Merrill had 9 points on 3 threes off the Cleveland bench. Ty Jerome off the Cleveland bench, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 8 for 17 from the field, and 2 for 4 from downtown for Ty Jerome. He's been so big off the bench for Cleveland all year. Him and Sam Merrill have been huge off the bench for Cleveland all year. And then you have DeAndre Hunter coming off the bench. That's what I'm saying to you guys. Cleveland has the roster. They have a deep roster to go deep in the playoffs. My question is, are they going to actually do it? Because what I would tell you guys is, even though they beat Boston and they were down 25-23, that was just one game. Can Cleveland beat Boston in a 7-game series? I don't think so. Am I giving Boston the benefit of the doubt? Yes, I am, because I think Boston's a better team, and they are the NBA champions. And I think they are the better team still. That game against Cleveland, that's just one game. They didn't have Porzingis, so that's just one game. I'm not blowing it out of proportion. Cleveland came in Boston and stole that game. That's clear, but that's just one game. I don't think that Cleveland can beat Boston in a 7-game series. I just don't. Even though they proved a lot of people wrong by beating Boston and coming back out the way they did, I don't see it in a 7-game series. I don't see Cleveland beating Boston in a 7-game series. Back to this game, which is Portland game. Both teams shot 43% from the field. Portland was 14 of 40 from 3-point range. Cleveland was 19 of 46 from 3-point range. Cleveland out-rebounded Portland by 1, 47-46. Cleveland out-assisted Portland 27-25. Cleveland had 12 steals to Portland's 8 steals. Cleveland had 5 blocks to Portland's 1 block. Portland had 20 turnovers to Cleveland's 15. Turnovers is what hurt Portland in this game. Portland had 20 turnovers. Of course, that's going to lead. When you turn the ball over on the road, of course, you're going to be in huge trouble when you're turning the ball over as many times as Portland did on the road. I think that led to 13 points off of turnovers for Cleveland. I might be wrong, but I think so. When you have 20 turnovers, that's going to hurt you. You have to limit your turnovers, especially when you're on the road, because your margin on the road is very, very small. Both teams had 16 fast break points, and Portland had 50 points in the paint to Cleveland's 44 points in the paint. Portland's biggest lead in this game was 18 points. 18 points was Portland's biggest lead in this game at halftime, and they felt really good about themselves. In the second half, Cleveland turned it up a notch. Again, they turned it up a notch, and this game went to overtime, and Cleveland stole this game. And then fast forward to this week, Tuesday, and last night, which was Wednesday. Cleveland beats Chicago on Tuesday. Cleveland has a national TV game. Last night, they played Miami. They beat them. Cleveland is the first team this year to clinch a playoff spot, especially this early. We're in the beginning of March, in the first week of March, and Cleveland is the first team in the NBA already to clinch a playoff spot this early. That's phenomenal. Cleveland has, for the third time this year, Cleveland has a double-digit winning streak for the third time this year. That is very, very hard to do. That is very, very hard to accomplish. And they have extended their winning streak to 12 games in a row for Cleveland. That's hard. That's very, very hard to do. You have to give your hats off to Cleveland. Man, they are having a phenomenal season. We know they're going to keep it going through this regular season. What I want to see is what they do in the playoffs. That's what we all want to see. What are they going to do in the playoffs? That's what we want to see. I don't believe that they could beat Boston in the 7-game series. I don't. Prove me wrong. Go beat Boston in the 7-game series. I don't think you could do it, but prove me wrong. And we going to see what happens. I know one thing. We definitely going to find out what's going to happen with all these teams this year in the playoffs. That's for sure. That's all I have for you guys today. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the Cleveland Cavaliers comebacks. And we are out of here.